Yeah, if there's anything that I think that probably solidifies, it's probably this. With the completion of the 2023 Overwatch League season, we will be focusing on building our vision of a revitalized esport program. We're eager to share more with you as details are finalized. If you saw my stuff like months ago, I was talking about why Overwatch League was going to go out to pasture. Chengdu Hunters, like, which was one of the teams, like, literally got nuked and their whole office disappeared. Gladiators, who is like the guard in Valorant slash the Chronicle group from the Rams in the NFL. They said if they didn't find a buyer after this season, they were just going to close up shop. And then there was multiple teams at the start of the season who were like suing the Overwatch League to not have to pay any more of their buy-ins because they were losing literally millions of dollars a year. And I remember actually, yeah, dude, Overwatch League is dead. There's no way I got in trouble for this. But I remember when I worked in Overwatch League, Season 3, we were planning homestands. And homestands was supposed to be like such a big thing. And we were scared shitless as one of the teams when I was with Boston at the time. Zoe's speech was really good. I want to talk about that in a minute. But we were scared shitless because even if we sold out the entire place and we had the highest tickets by far, like most expensive, and we were getting like hard flamed by the whole league and all the fans for it, we had the most expensive tickets. If we sold out everything, sold out all the merch we planned to bring, all the food and beverage, we were still going to lose like $500,000 or some shit. It was like there was no world where even if it went as perfect as possible, we were going to lose like literally hundreds of thousands, if not like $1 million or more. Just because like the venues in Boston cost so much money and you can't really have that many people fit into it. The problem is also your demographic is literally broke college kids. And that's not like a flame because I was one of them. That is literally your demographic. So you can't charge exuberant amounts of money. You have to have the tickets be kind of cheap because that's who your audience is. But you're already losing so much money trying to pull this thing off that we were trying to like supplement it with sponsors. I'll actually never forget. We were trying to think of places to sell sponsors. And we were like talking about like the walkways and the stage and like where the players were standing. But like the people were like, isn't it going to be kind of weird though if players are standing on like the sponsors' names? Like, isn't that disrespectful? And people were like, not wrong. But like we were trying to pull out like every stop they could because they were losing so much money. But to the fans' perspective, they thought homestands was going to make all these teams like hundreds of thousands of dollars and it was going to be revolutionizing esports. But from what I saw, it seemed like it was actually fast-tracked to like, town. So COVID in low-key was like a blessing in disguise because it stopped the traveling. And actually, so there was a lot of players. There was actually some like conflict with some players at that point because some players with agents who are very seasoned and smart had like first-class tickets written into their contracts. And depending on what year they were on. So, like, a lot of players signed 2-year deals when they first got in, and that was Season 3. So, a lot of the Season 1 players had to re-sign a new contract going into Season 3, and they got in their contract, like, always have first-class tickets or better in their, or business-class tickets or better in their contracts. So, some players would get put in coach, and some players would be put in first class or business class. And that was starting to cause conflicts because like players were like, why am I getting put in coach and other players getting put in business/first class? And well, it was because it was in their contract. But like it didn't last long enough. Season 3 didn't last long enough before COVID hit to really see any of the problems, at least from when I was there. But regardless though, it is really sad because now you have 100+ players that their income just went from whatever they were making to zero. And it's like, what are they going to do? So I really feel for them and players and coaches and stuff like that. I don't feel bad for the owners. Most of them, not all of them. Some of them are cool, but most of them, yeah. But hopefully they like can go like collegiate and stuff like that. Who knows though? Who knows what the future ends up holding? We'll have to see. I want to try to make this good things. It's a little bit of a struggle to make good things because a lot of people are probably going to say from this, what's next? You know, I've already seen the memes where people put Overwatch League 2 next to it, which was kind of funny. But, you know, back in the day, there used to be a lot of community-run tournaments. There was like the monthly melees and Alienware stuff. I don't know if those will ever come back though, because Overwatch forced those people out. They didn't just like lose motivation. No, they got pushed out. So I don't know, especially right now with a lot of esports are struggling. Like Apex is struggling. Valorant, I think, is still okay, but it has a little bit of struggling. Blizzard will still cockblock them. 20K per week for monthly melee. Oh yeah. I mean, most people don't know about that. You know, to run the monthly melees to force out those companies, Blizzard wanted $20,000 a week to run the tournament. So basically, your monthly melees became $80,000 a month, and no company is spending $80,000 a month to run esports stuff. So you basically forced them out. But yeah, I don't know if those will come back, to be honest. I hope they do, because this is my own personal take. I think Overwatch has the potential to be one of the best esports out there. Player passion, like when you actually hear comms. Like if Overwatch went Apex style, where it was like full on every player's POV with full comms, and you were actually like, instead of like the Boston Uprising, the Atlanta Rain, it was like actually teams that like you actually gave a shit about, you know? Not like town or state or capital plus state or plus team brand, you know? It's like actual esports orgs or teams that like get put together, like streamer teams. Like streamer teams used to be a thing, right? Not saying like we're gonna go compete in the Overwatch League. I'm just saying like overall example. There's potential, but I don't know. It's really tough, and we'll have to see what they come back with. If they come back with anything at all, I would not hold my breath for it. But it is sad. I feel really bad for coaches, players, staff, because those people really poured their heart and soul into it. And Zoe made a speech at the end of the broadcast last night at the end of finals, and I don't know if I can show it. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely go look at it. It's on Twitter. Overwatch League Twitter posted it. It's so good, because those people really put their heart and souls into it, man. They really did, and you know, I know that they put everything into it, and they deserved a lot better. They deserved better. Dude, screw it. What's Overwatch League gonna do? They're gone anyways, right? This is probably one of the most heartfelt speeches and things I've ever seen. So I'm actually probably not really gonna talk during this. I'm just gonna let you guys listen.
And just like that, the 2023 season is coming to an end, and we get to look back at 6 incredible, unforgettable years. It's really impossible to express the emotions that
I need to let it just go, but someone said Overwatch League's gonna take you to the farm too. Shut the f up. Just enjoy this good moment, okay? Don't make me laugh. I want to actually listen to this.
Incredible, unforgettable years. It's really impossible to express the emotions that all of you out there and us here on the desk are feeling right now, but I will give it a try. I currently feel an immense sense of gratitude, love and pride, thinking of the heroes behind the scenes who have shaped and built the Overwatch League. You all made this so much more than just a competition. This was not just a show, all right? This was a shared dream that was uniting us across borders, languages, and differences. It was the hard work and the commitment.
Damn, look at their faces, dude.
Was bringing the teams and the fans alike the best possible experience each and every show, and all of that has been nothing short of remarkable. And to my broadcast family right here with me on stage, and everyone who joined us in the past as well, your voices have guided us through the ups and downs, through all the action the past 6 years. Just thank you. Your talent, your love, and your passion has made this an unforgettable journey for us all. And you out there, the fans, your cheers, your tears, the unwavering support.
Can't believe she kept it together.
Of this league. You made this so much more than just a gaming community. This was family. You are incredible, and we want to thank you so much for every single moment you shared with us. And of course, our teams. You all embodied sportsmanship. Your dedication. You taught us resilience and teamwork through victories and defeats. And now that we close this chapter, I think we should all just look back at it and remember the moments that took our breath away. We have to remember the friendships we got to form and the lessons that we learned. So from all of us, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being a part of this incredible journey. It's been an honor, a privilege, and a joy to share this experience with all of you. Thank you so much.
And they deserve so much better. Hell, dude, that hurt. That hurts. They put their heart and souls into it. They put everything into it, you know? And honestly, they deserve better. And I know many, many people probably around Overwatch and Overwatch League knows that what it could have been. Unfortunately, though, the powers that be that were much stronger than them, had more influence than them, really speaks to how amazing that group of people is. They treated so poorly and felt like they had a good experience at the end. I mean, it really was about the friends you made along the way. I know people make the joke. It's like, oh, like, you know, what if it was really the friends we made along the way? It really kind of is, though, with Overwatch League. You know? By the end, it really did kind of become that. So I hope, honestly, if Overwatch esports is kind of dead, I mean, there's World Cup finals coming up at BlizzCon, which I will be going to. So hopefully I'll see you there. But, you know, if Overwatch esports is officially dead, I hope they all find jobs in other games or other industries, whatever they decide to do, because, like, they are all amazing individuals and really did deserve better. And I think Overwatch could have been amazing in that department, but they really fumbled the bag. And they didn't fumble it once. They fumbled it, and then they fumbled it again. And it's like they were on, like, the 1 yard line, and they somehow managed to fumble it. And then they turned around, went to pick it up, and they kept kicking it all the way back through the field, and they somehow kicked it out their own end zone and got a safety, if you understand football. They somehow kicked it all the way and themselves. Like, it's insane how many bad decisions Overwatch League made over the years that kind of screwed it. You know, I can't say more than others. I feel for the players and the coaches and the staff. You know, they really did deserve better. But this was kind of expected. Everyone kind of knew this was going to be the end. So at least they got to have one last ride. Overwatch League was this game. What the fuck are they doing? No, it wasn't. Overwatch League was by far the, honestly, lowest part of the game at this point. They had really... I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of people kind of resented it. They kind of... They f*** their own fans a lot of times. They f*** with their fans. And I can tell you both as... I actually have three perspectives. I have the perspectives as a fan, as a streamer, and as someone who worked in it. And I can tell you, as a fan, we had good things that got taken away from us. We had, back in Season 2, we had the viewer where, like, we could watch everybody's POVs, and you paid, like, $25 for the season, and you can watch anyone's POV at any time. You could watch the tank players, the DPS players, the support players. You could watch any of the different camera people at the same time. So, like, instead of watching the main broadcast, you could watch, like, camera 2 or camera 3 or camera 1 or main broadcast, or you wanted to watch Carpe DPS, you wanted to watch the main tank, you get to watch whoever you wanted. You could do all that shit, and they took it away to go to YouTube because they got paid. Got more money. They were constantly chasing the bag, which I understand. Get your bag, man. Trust me, I f***ing get it. I do it sometimes as a streamer too. But you gotta remember, sometimes you can't chase, like, you can't chase short-term gains at the expense of long-term longevity. Like, they sacrifice their community for short-term profits a lot of times because they were losing so much money, which was really sad. I can tell you as a person who worked inside of it, it was kind of miserable. I worked in Boston, which, if you know anything about Massachusetts, is one of the most expensive cities in the U.S., making $15 an hour with a 4-year degree from a top 10 business school and having esports experience from my time in Rainbow Six Siege. And I was low-key kind of like bullied around by old corporate suits who genuinely didn't know anything about esports. They wanted to have a homestand at one point in the middle of August outside in Boston. And if you know anything about Boston in the middle of August, it's like 90 degrees. And you want to have it... How would that work? Like, the PCs are going to overheat. The players are going to have sticky hands. Like, hello? And there was some cool people, but they didn't really get listened to that often. And then I can tell you as a streamer, they didn't want us. And I've heard stories from before my time that co-streaming was actually brought up before anyone else started really doing it in Overwatch. And they were like, nah, f you. We don't want you co-streaming. Like, you were going to take away views from our main broadcast. And our main broadcast, we want the viewers pumped up on. So they could sell advertising and be like, oh, look at us, we're getting all these views. But they were also embedding the Overwatch League on web pages to inflate viewership. So, like, they would go to a sponsor and be like, we get 300,000 viewers a broadcast, but meanwhile it was actually like 100 at most, and then like 200,000 pumped up. And so they didn't want people to co-stream. And then once the league started dying and going on YouTube, that's when they started playing around with the idea of, oh, maybe we could do co-streams. And it's like, nah, you already told us to go f off for years. They never really wanted to work with us. They never really wanted to work with streamers. They didn't really see us as adding much value. And then the only time they saw us as value is when they were dying and they needed help. And it's like, I don't think many people want to do that. So even though most of your favorite streamers have pretty big YouTube channels, none of us really wanted to go co-stream Overwatch League on YouTube. Not useful to us. Not worth our time. You know, that's why a lot of people were resentful for it. But it still makes me really sad it all happened. I don't know. At the end of the day, it's sad. But hopefully something comes out of it. Hopefully, you know, Overwatch Esports gets the attention it deserves.
That's almost half a month flat.
But my heart goes out to those people who really did give it their all.